What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
29, 79.
29? Got a little choked up.
Puberty sucks.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to go through. Yeah,
Growing up.
yeah, brutal. The growth spurts are terrible. But hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone, as we both take a drink.
Welcome
Hello.
to episode number 79 of the F1 Underground podcasts.
Yes.
As always, my name is Owen. That is Casey.
Hello.
This is kind of a bit of a special episode. Yes and no. We're mainly going to talk today about Danny Rick himself,
Mr. Daniel Ricciardo.
Mr. Shuey, Mr. Nico Hulkenberg, Mr.
Pierre Gasly.
Pierre Gasly, Mr. Monaco winner, Daniel Ricciardo himself. We will follow our normal flow, so we'll start off with the meme of the week. We will go into some weekly news, but because sadly there has been some weekly news, other than just Daniel. Second episode in a row that we have some like personal news, which is awesome.
It's kind of
love
funny.
to hear it. Is if you're looking at what we're wearing, that is a hint to what it is. And then we will get into, I made a special Daniel Ricciardo Pints and Pit Stops themed for Casey. So I will quiz Casey again with all Daniel Ricciardo questions. And then we'll go into our little bit of our Daniel Ricciardo segment. We'll talk about what he meant to us as a sport, in the sport. And then a new thing that we did, which I love.
Yeah, me too.
We put out a blast, and we'll get into this later, but we put out a voicemail blast for listeners to call in, essentially, and leave voicemails to what you guys thought Daniel Ricciardo meant to the sport and what he meant to you guys. And then we'll do our normal F1 Threads mailbag. Then
No, there's no threads. There's no questions today. There's no mailbag today.
there's no questions today.
Which
So-
I figured there wasn't going to be questions. It's the second week of no racing, so
True. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
So-
we'll end with Daniel Ricciardo.
We'll end with the Daniel
Chat.
Ricciardo, which is nice.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. So
Won't be a long episode, but
yeah, won't be a long one, but jumping right into it, let's get into our meme of the week. Casey and I actually had the same meme.
I knew we were going to have the same meme this week. I
This
just
is
had a
just-
feeling.
This is just such a good, like this is Checo seeing this opportunity and just capitalizing on it
Yeah.
and doing it in the proper way.
In the most perfect way. Like, the man doesn't post on social media a lot in this fashion. And the fact that
Yes.
he did just makes it 10 times better. So I will add it to the stage. So everyone saw the rumors that were out. Can you click on the first picture, the rumor picture? Everyone saw the rumor that came out saying that Sergio Perez was planning to announce his retirement at the Mexican GP, obviously his home race. Everyone's like, yeah, that's coming, whatever. It would be expected, maybe. But there was also retirement rumors like last year this time as well.
Yep.
And in response, Mr. Checo Perez posts the Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
It's just it's such a good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mute it now. I hear everyone cheer.
like it, first of all, what a wild movie for him to pick, like a scene from.
Yeah,
to,
but
to
that-
talk about that.
But that scene is so iconic and so perfect. The perfect response
Yes, it is
for
such a good answer, just to like,
Yeah.
and it gives the energy of like he's kind of looking at these rumors, just being like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, why did it? Like, how did this start? You know what? What happened? But it definitely take these off because the glare is annoying me.
the glare is always so bad.
The glare was really. I was just staring at it the whole time. It's just, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's Checo hopping on the opportunity to use that clip and using it in such a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. He like never really posts on social media, and then he posts
No.
that. And it's like that's fantastic.
That's
So-
up there. Like when I forget exactly what it was, but someone's like, imagine if Lewis Hamilton just like posts on Twitter like this or who or something, and then Lewis like retweeted it and posted that exact thing, like whatever they said. That's up there with that because it's just like the subtle like dig or drag is so perfect, but it's so funny because Checo's like, who said I was retiring? Like, what source did you hear that from? Like,
how did this become a thing that we're even discussing? You know,
meanwhile, Checo's like, no, I'm not. As the quote says from the movie, I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
And he's not.
He's not.
But yeah, as soon as he posted that the other day, I knew that was we were gonna have the same game of the week. I knew it was coming.
There was something else that I saw on Threads. I saw it on F1 Threads, and I was like, oh, that's a really good option for meme of the week. And I think I liked it. I can't remember. I'm not going to do the dig now because obviously I didn't choose it. But there was that, and then there was this with the Checo post. And when I saw this, I was like, this is 100% it. Like, there's no other option for here, you know?
Well, I could have done the whole video with that F1 put out with George and Alex Albon, and they were like roasting each other kind of the entire time. They were reading comments from they were reading tweets and stuff
or something like that. Right?
Yeah, but it turned into like they were just making fun of each other. There's literally like 4 or 5 about calling George like a model. And then the one like George reads, he's like, "Oh, look at Lily and my favorite wag." Like, talking about Alex. It's their dynamic is so good. It's a good video to watch.
Yeah,
if you haven't watched the whole thing.
I'll have to watch it. But
yeah,
that was our meme of the week. Thank you, Checo, for providing that moment.
Yeah, that might be the first time we've ever had a Checo meme. I have to say,
it is. I don't know, because most of the time your meme stuff is Charles.
Yeah,
my stuff is kind of all over the place, but it's from Formula Dank, and a lot of that is like making memes about like back like at midfield and end of the field drivers.
This was literally like this might be the first one about Checo, and it also like came from a driver.
From from the driver themselves.
Yeah. I could have done the whole video that Ferrari posted yesterday where they had Charles rate his iconic memes from 1 banana to 5 bananas. And they start off with the most iconic one of all time, the Justin incident. And he gives it 3 out of 5. That just seems like, I put it on Threads, that seems like a crime. How can you give that the most iconic meme?
Because he probably hates it. Do you know
meanwhile, you have Max who tries and brings it up every single chance he gets.
That's probably why he hates it. That's probably why he gave it a 3 out of 5, because it's moved from not the memory itself of it happening, but the thought of Max always bringing it up and Max always saying it. That's probably why he gave it a 3 out of 5.
My favorite interview, I think it's from his Charles and Carlos's first year together at Ferrari, and they're doing an interview, and they ask Charles. The interview asks Charles like, "What actually happened? Like, what was the racing incident?" And Charles goes into this whole storytelling.
Of course he does. Of course.
Charles and Max, I think, were menaces on the go-karting track. Shocker. No one's really surprised there.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But yes, moving on to our weekly news. Like I said, there is a few pieces, 2 F1 related ones, and then there's more more personal news.
Show news.
More show news. But as we always like to say, the weekly news is brought to you by IPF1Store.com. Please use the code Underground10. Only thou is starting you over at IPF1Store.com for 10% off all sick, amazing artwork, t-shirts, hats, mugs, travel mugs, everything. You hear our site week after week, but the stuff is so cool. We have been teasing it, and it is coming. We have something very fun planned coming up. Owen's very excited. Owen's very excited for this, and then the show news.
I don't know if I get more excited about the actual thing. Like, whenever we have an announcement is like the actual thing that we're announcing, I get more excited about. Or if it's just the prospect of just being like, we have news.
Yeah, because I feel like it goes back to like when we first started. We're like, will we ever get to this point? But it's the fact of now every week we're like, we have news. We have more
I
news.
know something you guys don't. Like that's what it is.
No, and I love teasing it. I love teasing people on social media with it. But yes. So, as always, like I said, the code does scroll to the bottom of the screen if you are one of our YouTube watchers. But again, it is Underground 10. Only Val is starting you at IPF1Store.com. Weekly news. Probably the most important thing of weekly news is that Renault is officially out of F1, which sounds wild to say.
It's kind of fitting.
Wild.
With this week of news.
Yeah.
With the
True.
And everything. Yeah.
But Alpine has announced that it will be their new project, which is called Hypertech, will be a transformation project in regards to their power unit, and they will be ceasing operations with Renault at the end of next year and be moving on to use the Mercedes power unit, which, like you said, Renault is just went from, if you watch old F1 races, like how many teams had Renault after it, how many teams were Renault-powered engines. But, I mean, I think it was time, unfortunately. That power unit was not reliable. But yeah, so they will be making those changes in 2026. Yeah, 2026. So
sorry, I'm like skimming this article as we talk about this just to like refresh my brain. And this statement released from Alpine is one of the most buzzwordy statements I've ever seen in my life. It's literally in a statement released on Monday. The company described this as a new state-of-the-art engineering center that will bring together some of the best talent in the world to contribute to the development of the ultra-high performance vehicles and innovations in cutting-edge technologies. Like,
they're trying to spin it in any good way possible.
How many buzzwords can you put in there to like trigger the Google SEO algorithm of like, that's what it
literally
is. Like,
but yeah, so I think they do say that everyone, because there was Renault employees were protesting, was it Zandvoort? Right before the summer break. There was a protest within like Alpine and stuff with the employees, but everyone looks like they should be keeping their job. But yeah, Renault is out of the sport, which is just, like we said, crazy.
So
next piece of weekly news, and I have a bone to pick with Mr. Liam Lawson. So it was announced that his number to drive for the next few races will be 30. Now, if he continues with 30. If he continues on with VCARB next year, he probably could change it again. But the man missed the best opportunity. He might be the biggest Lightning McQueen fan, and that's saying something because our father is a huge Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, might take personal offense to that.
Yeah. Liam Lawson could have chose 95, and then it would have been iconic.
Just don't see why you wouldn't. You know?
Yeah, it just makes sense. But yes, he's going with the number 30 as his driver number. So, but yeah, Liam Lawson.
I find it hilarious, this like sub piece of news that you have
underneath
this largest thing. He's starting with a 10 place grid penalty in Coda because he's taking a new engine. I think that's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Like, it's, hi, welcome back to F1. You're taking a 10-place grid penalty in a sprint race.
How good you do. You pole position? Nope.
Right. Yeah. At least it's like not a street circuit, so like he can overtake if you, but it's a sprint race. It's not a full race. I also thought today our good friend Adam posted that there are rumors that Max is going to have to take some more penalties, which could happen in Brazil. So good. Yeah, that's something else to look for. Let me look back because I responded to his.
That's not good. I mean, I'm sure McLaren is looking at that rumor and being like, oh, like.
Yeah, that's exactly what he put. If true, the title. He literally has Planet F1 is predicting that Max Verstappen is due for one more engine penalty, which could come at Interlagos. If true, the title fight just got a bit more interesting.
Oh, McLaren's loving that news.
Mm-hmm. And Interlagos, that's some of the best racing we get all season. On top of the season, it's so good.
Such a good track, too. Yeah.
Interlagos was last year we had the car meme at the finish line.
Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot about that.
And then 2 weeks later, we had when Charles overtook Checo in the last lap in Vegas. Like, Checo got caught the last lap overtakes 2 weeks in a row.
Forgot about that. That last lap overtake by Charles in Vegas is so good.
It's so good. It might be one of my favorites because he was just laying low. and staying like
Just
calm
biding
and
his time,
patient.
yeah.
He was just biding his time, and he knew Checo was going to do something, and he just said, "Excuse me,
Yeah. So,
see you." But yes, that's really all the F1 related news. I believe so, unless I can do a quick.
well, there's the Daniel news, but we'll talk about that once we get
Yes,
there.
true.
But obviously, that's people know about that.
Oh wait, this piece of news is fun. I reposted this today. So,
Okay.
F1 Academy driver Leah Block. She will be
Yes.
driving this weekend. She will be driving in her late father's former team, participating in the ARA season finale. Yeah, and they are plotting to go for the championship win. So that's very cool. Like, I feel like
her.
Yeah, Mark has a really good article with her. I don't know if you've ever read it.
Yeah,
Like,
because
about her.
that was the connection. That was the article I read where I made the connection that her father was Ken Block.
Yes.
And just the legendary driver and like drifter and stunt driver that he is. I don't know his official, like what his official title is. But I used to love watching his videos on YouTube, the Hoonigan videos of him just drifting that. I think it's a Mustang around and doing these like crazy stunts. I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
If you Google it, it's American Rally Driver is what he's called.
American Rally Driver. All right, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I never knew his like official full title.
Well, and then he's also one of the co-founders of DC Shoes, which is also like sick.
Oh.
But yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he's a badass. He just died last year in January 2023.
Yeah, very recent.
But yeah, that'll be cool for her. Probably very emotional, but cool moment for her career. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's. Our friend David normally posts about other motors like rally driving and stuff. So hopefully, if there's a way to watch it, that'd be fun to see, like see what she can do. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So check it out. But yes.
I think it is a Mustang.
Show news.
It is a Mustang. Yes, show news.
Go ahead. I know you want to talk about it.
Well, I feel like I always break the show news, but
it's okay.
We posted the other day. The other day is in yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, Monday. We have partnered with a new brand, which I am so excited about. And if you're familiar with this brand, you obviously tell what we're wearing. But this is Furious One. What they do?
No, it's Furious Motorsport. Sorry,
Furious Motorsport. I am so sorry. I always like. I think that's what I Google, and it gets me close enough, like to their website.
Yes, you there.
So we partner with Furious Motorsport. It's a great kickoff to the partnership. Just getting their name wrong. They make the most fantastic motorsport jerseys, and it's what we're wearing right here. So I have my Red Bull baseball jersey on. It's got the baseball looks. It's been confused before for a Red Sox jersey
because it looks so much like a Red Sox jersey.
Like it's got Verstappen's name on it with his number and everything. It's so cool. They started out with the baseball jerseys. And then they moved into basketball jerseys. And now, because they're so nice and it's so exciting, they made hockey jerseys.
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys listen long enough, you know that Casey and I were born and raised into a hockey family. So having the hockey jerseys is so exciting. It's so cool. But just working with this brand in general, it brings me a lot of joy. And I know it brings Casey a lot of joy. Just because this is another person or another brand that before we started doing this stuff and actually getting to the point where we have like partners and everything.
Yeah.
We said we would love to work with them because we had bought these jerseys. Like we're it's the same thing with Box. We were customers before we worked with them. And that's why it's such a cool thing. We
were fans of the product before. I was thinking yesterday, I'm pretty sure that's the first piece of F1 merch you had.
It is. This is the first. Oh my God, it is. You're right. Yes,
yeah, because I got it for your birthday.
Was it my birthday or Christmas?
One of those holidays.
One of those. Thank you for calling my birthday a holiday.
You're welcome. I was waiting to see if you caught on.
Yeah, it's just again, it's so exciting, and it's just we're so happy for both reasons of its fulfillment for us because it's like we said, we've been customers of these guys before and we've been to the point now where we're like, oh my God, we would love to work with them. And now we are. So it's a huge thing for us, but it's also great for you guys because now we can give back to our listeners. And Same thing with IPF1. Same thing with BoxBox. If you guys use code Underground10, you guys can get a discount on your orders and just wear these awesome jerseys. I just don't know what else to say. It's like, I know immediately, like, I'm ordering a hockey jersey. Like, I'm thrilled about that. I can't wait to get that Norris light blue baby blue jersey, and it's such a unique thing. And I mean, like, I've literally, like I said, like, I've worn this before out to places. It has gotten confused with the Red Sox jersey, but that's the point. Like, it's supposed to be Motorsport jerseys looking like other jerseys, which is just the best part about it. And it's like, but so many people have been like, oh, wait, that says Verstappen on the back. Casey, you have your Leclerc one where it's like, it's this, so cool. And it's such a good quality. Like, they're
thick.
Great quality. Yeah.
Like, it feels like a jersey, if that makes
sense. That's why, like, I'm so excited to order the hockey jersey, because it's like, I know from having this one too, like, it's gonna feel like a hockey jersey.
Yeah, no, it's gonna feel so good. And the fit of a hockey jersey is so nice. I mean, I've worn this one as like a beach cover up, like over a bathing suit. I've worn it everywhere. Owen wore that one that's the infamous jersey Owen wore to sprint race day in Miami with the McLaren hat, and then he wasn't allowed to wear it the next day.
Yeah, I had this on, and I had my McLaren hat on, and that's where Lando got out in turn 1. Meanwhile, Casey and I are watching on turn 4, and I don't even see Lando.
But yeah, no, there's such cool pieces of merch, and I think that's what makes I like more unique pieces of merch that, like, not obviously these, you can see these you see people wearing these at every single race all the time, everywhere. I'm pretty sure I saw someone, like, on the street one time wearing one, like a jersey of this.
I would say over the course of our weekend in Miami, I saw at least 10 to 15 people wearing these. It's cool. It's different from what the teams offer, and they're, like I said, there's such cool designs. And there's normally like a few designs per driver. Their website's so easily, you can search by the driver and see everything, or you can search by the different jersey types. They also do crop jerseys as well, crop baseball jerseys, so they're a little shorter, which those are cute as well. But yeah, they'll do special, like, race ones, like there's Miami ones, there's Vegas ones, so it's such a cool product. But yes, the code is the same as the one we use every week. We say every week, Underground 10, but it will also be, the link is in our link tree, which will be linked below. If you click in that, it'll add the coupon code automatically to your order in the cart, so you don't have to enter in, you don't have to remember what the code is. You're gonna shop from the link that is ours. So but yeah, we love this brand. I can't wait to order the hockey jersey. I want to pull up one of the designs. I can't remember what driver it is, so I'm literally just, like, clicking through right now.
If we have another watch party, I'm wearing the hockey jersey to the watch party.
Oh my god, I'm wearing the hockey jersey. I'm gonna wear the hockey jersey to the first Flyers game we go to this year. I don't care. I'm wearing that. Mm-hmm. I found the design that I love. It is such a cool design. Throw that up on the screen in case you
have to scroll up. Oh yeah, that one's so sick.
It's a Max Verstappen jersey, but it's for Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just got this awesome, the wave design on it. It's so nice. It's just like we said, the quality is so well done, and it's so cool. I mean, like you said, shop by driver, you can shop by the track now. I
didn't even know you could shop it.
I might have to
the Monaco one. I love the Monaco one. The Monaco one makes me think of Phillies.
The Monaco one does look like Phillies.
Yeah, it's so nice.
It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a unique concept, and look, you can get a special edition Nick DeVries crop top jersey. There you go.
Yeah, you want the crop top jersey?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll wear that on my marathon run. It's just, again, like, they got kids swim trunks. Come on.
Oh, I forgot I had swim trunks. You need a swim trunk.
I need a swim trunk, like, immediately. Here you go. This is what I'm getting.
Yeah. Okay.
How can you not like that? Come on. Like, it's, again, I know we keep saying it, but it's such an honor and it's such a privilege to work with a company like this. A company that's tied to Motorsport in any sort of way is so cool to think about. But the fact, again, that we were customers before we were partners with them, or, affiliates with them, is even more fulfilling. So again, like we said, the code is underground10. But like I said, we do recommend using the link in our link tree because, like we said, that'll automatically apply the code for you. You don't even have to think about it. It'll just be, let me go buy my swim trunks. Let me go buy my jerseys. It'll automatically be applied for you. So
super easy.
Yeah.
Super easy.
That is our show news.
Yeah. That's our show news.
Thrilled. So excited. These hockey jerseys are beautiful. Oh.
Another fun one.
I can't wait. I do like, too, that they incorporate different logos for drivers, like if they have like a logo or like a design. Like the Hamilton hockey jersey, one of them has Roscoe on the front.
I love it. I love it. And then like the Max one with the lion.
Yes, the Max one with the lion. Honestly, I might have to get this Max one with the lion too, because it looks good. It looks very good. But you can, it's just, again, it's such a cool idea. It's so unique and so different, and there's such an eye catcher. But like we said, thank you so much to Furious Motorsport for partnering with us. We are so excited.
We love you.
I can't wait. I can't wait to annoy the shit out of all my friends being like, hey, you want cool F1 stuff? You want cool motorsport stuff? Get these jerseys.
Yeah, but like, I can see your friend Nick liking these.
Oh, I'm going to try to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell him on one. No doubt in my mind. I actually told him about it the other day. I told him that we partnered with them, and he was like, "Oh," he goes, "I might have to buy one now." And I was like, "You better fucking buy one.
You better buy one."
You better buy one.
But yes, moving on. Pints and pit stops.
Pints and pit stops.
Daniel Ricciardo edition. I'm kind of nervous for this one.
Well, I won't say that Again, I said this last week. I think when we did pints and pit stops, maybe 2 weeks ago. The questions that I always think that you're going to get wrong, you get right. And then the questions that I think you're going to get right, you get wrong. In natural conversation before we started recording and also a little bit through recording, we've talked about some of the answers.
Okay. Good.
So
good.
Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
As always, I will read the first question to you, and then the clock will begin. And then we will do our normal, every question you get right, it's a second off your time. Every question you get wrong, it's a second added onto your time.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
In Daniel Ricciardo, we trust.
In Daniel Ricciardo. Just saying Daniel Ricciardo. I'm pretty sure this is all, most of these questions too, you can answer through like Drive to Survive as well.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right. Ready?
Yes.
All right. What year did Daniel Ricciardo win Monaco?
2015? That's wrong.
How many races has Daniel won?
Oh my God, I suck.
Just give me a number.
8.
What team did Daniel leave Red Bull for?
Renault.
What driver's last name is Daniel most known for screaming?
Hulkenberg. Nico Hulkenberg.
What was Daniel's highest finishing place this year?
10th? I don't even think he scored in the points. That was so bad.
All right. Not your best.
No.
I'll tell you that.
The best was I had his stats pulled up, and I don't have them up anymore.
All right. So, first question, starting off. What year did Daniel Ricciardo win in Monaco? You said 2015. It was 2018.
Oh my God. I wanted to say 2008, and I was like, I know it's not 2008.
All right. So that is a second. So your gross time right now is a 35.64.
Yeah, those first two took me forever to answer.
So that is a second added. So you're at a 36.64 now. How many races has Daniel won? You said 8. That is a correct answer.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're back down to your gross time of 35.64.
Let him go right back up.
What team did Daniel leave Red Bull for? Correct
I got this one right.
Renault. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're down to a 34.64. What driver's last name is Daniel most known for screaming Nico Hulkenberg? I'm not going to lie.
Thought you were going to if I said Gasly, I was like, am I going to get it wrong?
I was actually. So that was one of the ones that we had talked about before we started recording. And I was like, shit, I forgot he yelled Pierre Gasly's name too. So I was like, if she says Hulkenberg or Gasly, I'll give it to her.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're at a 33-64.
Give me the
what was Daniel's highest finishing place this year? You were close. It was 8th. And I was going to give you bonus points too if you could tell me the race that it happened at. I didn't say it. I was hoping that you would just.
Isn't it Canada?
It is at Canada. Yes. Mm-hmm. So actually, I'll give you that bonus point. So you said 10th. So that question kind of cancels out. So your final time was a 33-64.
That's disgusting, people. That is.
Let's see if I can remember how to put this into my own Excel sheet that I made.
My blinds fully open still. I feel like everyone could see me.
So that brings your average time up to 30 seconds. 30 seconds flat is your average time.
Okay.
But that was our Daniel Ricciardo Pints and Pit Stops. Kind of brings us into this conversation of Daniel Ricciardo, what he meant to us, what he meant to Formula One as a sport. You know, obviously we got the confirmation from VCARB that Daniel Ricciardo will be leaving. Liam Lawson will be taking over for the rest of the race. It's just obviously, like we talked about, he's taking number 30, missed opportunity with 95. But it's a sad situation because you hate to see Daniel go. We kind of talked about this a little bit last week. I think VCARB did the whole situation horribly in terms of announcing
from start to finish.
Yeah. Because obviously it was the talk of the grid, you know, going into Singapore.
Yeah.
There was everything after the race where it was, you know, hospitality gave him standing ovation as he's walking in. He was saying goodbye to people. He was the last person, you know, there that night, essentially. You know, like all these things that were just like, you don't do this unless you know.
Yeah, unless it's time. And
the fact that it took, because the announcement, came Friday of last week? It was like 4 days after the race.
Yeah, it was.
Which
it was because we kept saying we were like, just say it at this point. Like it was.
Yeah.
No one knew. Oh, I put something on Instagram. I can look. Yeah, start to finish, VCARB and Red Bull could have handled this much better.
Not the best moment in terms of handling it for them, especially someone of Daniel's popularity and caliber.
Yeah.
You know, he had a rough go this year, but you can't deny that he is a good driver. You know, I think he's had a huge impact on the sport and everything. And
I think it was last Thursday.
So that's
it was announced
4 days after the race day on Sunday. They made that announcement.
Race day on Sunday, yeah, like we said, he was saying goodbye to everyone. He was crying in his post-race interviews. He had commentators upset. He had the cameras following him. You knew Lando went and said, like, talked to him after. Yeah, I feel like they waited way too long for something everyone already knew. And then you have things like Liam coming out saying that he knew like 2 weeks prior that it was going to happen.
Right.
And then you also have the new F1 Nation podcast that came out with Christian Horner. And he's basically saying how Marco wanted Daniel gone after Spain.
Yep.
And then that's when you had Canada GP that week and Canadian GP. And Daniel has his best performance ever. Thanks to Villeneuve for lighting a fire under his ass. But
really.
But yeah, Helmut Marko has been just waiting. And they finally pulled the plug. But yeah, it's just what the roller coaster of emotions that man has gone through for his F1 career is a little wild. I mean, going from being Red Bull, being top of the top, to then making that move that some question, is that where it all went wrong? And I do kind of believe that's maybe was a mistake. And then going to McLaren and then getting dropped from McLaren and Red Bull picking him back up and stuff. So it is definitely it's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough.
But I mean, I just, it's hard to put into words because as weird as it sounds, I guess I've been involved in Formula One since 2019 when Drive to
Yeah, which
Survive
you
came
watched.
out.
Yeah, you watched season 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, we watched season 1, I think at most a month after it came out.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was the face.
Oh, he was the star of that show.
Yeah, he was the personality and the guy to market Formula One.
Yeah.
And you kind of I remember following his story through Drive to Survive and the shock that I felt when he left Red Bull for Renault and they made that and they, watching that episode, I was like, what is he doing? And even then it was kind of like, wow, I can't believe he left that team and everything. Now, obviously this is, before Red Bull's straight up dominance, but you kind of could tell that Red Bull were on the charge. So it was like, it was just an insane move. But I mean, he was what me and Nick talked about when we watched the show or outside of watching the show. He was the storyline that we were most invested in, and it's going to be insane to see him out of the sport, now that we've, we definitely know that he'll come back in some role, like you said last week, he's not going to be completely disconnected from the Formula One world. It's not like we're never going to see his face again. But it's always a little upsetting when you're like, all right, I'm not going to watch you, play or, or drive. Yeah. And it's just, it really is like an end of an era when you think about it.
Well, and that's when you think people that watch Drive to Survive or the fans that have come from Drive to Survive, he is their first, he is the first person that grabs your attention before then maybe you move on to be like, oh no, I'm a fan of another driver, I'm a fan of this driver. But Daniel Ricciardo is that perfect gateway into the sport. He has the perfect personality. I'm afraid this season of Drive to Survive, whatever episode they give him as a farewell, is going to make me cry.
It's gonna be sad.
It's gonna be brutal.
For sure.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal. But yeah, no, it's just, like I said, his personality was larger than life. He would be perfect as a commentator. I think he only literally got one race with ESPN before Red Bull brought him back in. People want him to go to IndyCar. People want him to go to WEC. People want him to go to NASCAR. But he says he has a slight fear at IndyCar, but I need him to get over it because I think his personality is so perfect for IndyCar. It just
carry over really well to IndyCar.
Yeah, it would carry over so well. It's just we all knew it was coming, but seeing when they posted the little press release thing, it still was just no, this is real. This is the worst kept secret that no one wanted to come true. Yes, maybe it was a time. Did he overstay his welcome? Sure, you can believe whatever you want, but it still sucks. I mean,
so I did with
Daniel.
With this news coming out and everything, I went on our favorite app, Box Club. Please don't forget to use our code in our link tree or Underground 30, purchasing the Ultra subscription. You get ads free, Apple Watch stuff. It's a great app. Underground 30, or use the link in our link tree for that. And what they do all that's greatly is they pull together all the stats for his career. And they do this for all their drivers as well. So I just want to read off some of them there. He survived 10 years in Formula One. He made his debut in 2014. Obviously, he's come to a close this year, 2024. And in that time, he has entered into 257 Grand Prix. He has scored a total of 1,329 points. He has 8 total wins, 32 podiums, 3 pole positions, and 137 top 10s. I mean, it's a hell of a career. And it's
an insane career.
Yeah. I And it's just, again, it's sad to see him go. It's just, he's such a personality, and like he really is. Like I think you hit it perfectly, Case, saying like he is the gateway drug to like new people watching Formula One, or watching Drive to Survive. I mean, I want to watch the first episode of Drive to Survive again, just to like
to see
in his honor, and like see how young he looks, but also see like that infectious personality again that he had at the time, of just like, this is my show, and it, but yeah, I do want to say too, one of the other fun facts about him, again, courtesy of Box, if you're not familiar with Top Gear, it was a BBC.
They posted this too.
And they would review cars all the time, but they had a segment called Star in a Reasonably Priced Car, where they would put a driver of some sort, celebrity of some sort, in a normal car and send them around the lap. And Daniel recorded the fastest lap of this segment with a time of 1 minute, 42.2 seconds, beating the previous record holder, which was Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, that's wild.
So just a fun, and again, like there's a clip of him in that Top Gear episode. I don't know if it's the same one. I don't know if they've had him on multiple times, where like essentially a fan in the crowd asks him something about like how's it looking at the back of Lewis's car. And, what does the back of Lewis's car look like? What is that? Blah blah blah. And Daniel just straight up just goes like, "Hey, can you see this?" And like flips it off. It's great.
It's so good.
Just, again, that's just such a good look into his personality and how he had so much fun with this sport, and at being a driver, and he's had less fun late, just because, when you're winning and having a good time and, on a successful team, you're going to have more fun with it, but he still was a fun guy, that we knew.
And he's had, when you think about, I want to say one thing and then I want to read two things before we play some messages. When you think about like his wins, he's had some insane wins. Like his Monaco win is insane. Awesome. And then you get the legendary picture of him doing the dive into the pool. Yep. Yeah, into the pool. And then his Monza win for McLaren. For the longest time until this year, Miami was the last win McLaren had, and how long? Like it was a few years ago. So it's just
that picture of Daniel is the first thing I think of when somebody says Daniel Ricciardo, is him doing the belly flop into the pool.
Yeah, or a shoey. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Someone said we should have done a shoey on tonight's episode.
Should have.
I don't think I would. I would throw up. But yes, obviously,
I'll do a shoey after the marathon.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Now I have to keep it. You have to.
Well, listen, I kept my F1 Threads promise. So
True.
I will keep that promise too.
Obviously, when the news broke the other day, you had a lot of drivers posting on social media, like their Instagram stories or just full-on posts. Lewis Hamilton might be my favorite one. Pierre posted some. Like I said, a bunch of them. Lewis's caption was so perfect, and it says, so Daniel. Good. Says Daniel, it's been an honor to compete with you over the years. I'll never forget the battles, the laughs, and drinking out of your shoe with the throwing up emoji. It was gross, but I'm glad I got to do it with you, bud. This is the best part, his second paragraph. You leave a legacy of always being yourself, which in this sport is never easy. You've taken it all the way. You've taken it all with the biggest smile, and I salute you for it. There's much more for you up ahead, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Always here for you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that first part, you leave a legacy of being yourself. It is so true. Like, what professional athlete can say that that's like what they are leaving for everyone else to like remember them by within the sport.
Such a good post.
Yeah. And then you had number one Daniel Ricciardo fan, Nicole Piastri, who when in the Red Flags podcast, they were talking about when Oscar was announced in McLaren, her immediate thought went, wait, Daniel. Like,
what about Daniel?
What about Daniel? So she tweets, congratulations on the stellar F1 career, tags Daniel. I can't wait to see what you do next. And then this is to his mom. Now you can breathe again, Grace. Because they, I guess, obviously, who's breathing, what F1 mom is breathing when their son's driving on the track. But yeah, those are two that I wanted to point out before we got into our messages. That we have a few, like we said, Owen said at the beginning, we put on threads. We're going to keep using this, I think, with the mailbag as well.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we put out in threads a link. You could leave a 90-second message. And this one we want to introduce with Daniel Ricciardo. We wanted to hear favorite memory, something you just wanted to say to Daniel Ricciardo about leaving. So we got 4, which is great, I think, for the first week. Yeah. And we get to hear your voices instead of reading your words on threads.
I know. I'm so excited.
So Owen, we are going to play them one by one. And this is the last thing we have for today's episode.
Yeah.
We're going to close out with these. We'll probably say a little thing like
for
after we hear their message. Yeah. But yes. So who are we starting with?
We're starting with our first one. This was submitted by Anonymous. So if you're listening and you recognize your own voice and you know this is you, thank you. We appreciate you reaching out and being the first message that we got for this. It was very exciting to see that email come in of somebody actually had left a message, and I was like, yes. Like,
it wasn't me with the test where I'm like half eating my lunch at work, like test.
Yeah. Casey's shoving food in her mouth. I can hear the peanut butter crackers crunching away in the microphone.
Ew, I wasn't eating peanut butter crackers. I don't know what
you weren't. I was making a joke. But yes, again, thank you for reaching out. We really appreciate your story. I did listen to this one ahead of time. It's a really cool story.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. But here we go.
Wait, can't hear it.
What do you mean you can't hear it?
I can't hear it. We got it to work, people, beforehand.
We did get it to work.
No, I can't hear it. Hold on. I'll bring this one up. Oh, hold on. Okay, go.
Classic. Technical difficulties.
So a friend of mine and I went for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix this year. The first one either of us have ever gone for. And the entire trip was around Daniel Ricciardo and the fact that we were going to get to watch him race. We went for the fan forums. He even rode past us in the pit lane when we went for a pit lane walk on Thursday, and the two of us were starstruck, to say the least. The whole time in Baku, we were just doing things that would make us think or sort of like just reminisce Daniel Ricciardo. We even redid the whole pictures that he and Max had done on the I Love Baku sign, which is really fun. We even had these cute t-shirts in support of Danny Ricciardo, but unfortunately we never got to show it to him because we kind of missed the driver's parade. Because it was our first Grand Prix and we didn't know what happens way early in the day. But overall, we were really happy, and now in hindsight, a little heartbroken as well to know that this was the only time that we were ever going to see him drive in an F1 car. But at the same time, really, really happy that we got to see him do it nonetheless. And yeah, just here's wishing him all the very best. He deserved a better send-off, but all the love that we can send.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it got cut off there a little at the end, but obviously, she was going into saying, all the love for Daniel and whatnot. The only two things that I thought of to say for this one were A, Azerbaijan being your first Grand Prix.
Yes, sick.
Awesome. Like, that's so cool to say, is that my first ever, F1 Grand Prix was Azerbaijan. And my second is that, the fact that, I like that you guys, when you went, you took the time to kind of make, like, your week, like you said, your weekend transformed from we're going to Azerbaijan to, oh crap, it's Daniel's last race. So I love that you guys put in the effort with the shirts and everything and signs and, and it's, I would look back on that, as you said, like, it's kind of bittersweet that it was his last race and that you're only ever going to see him driving. I think that's a really cool thing to say, though. That, your first Grand Prix was also the fact that, that was the one where Daniel unfortunately left. But yeah.
No, he didn't leave in Azerbaijan. Singapore was last. Right?
Singapore. I'm sorry. But yes. But yeah, again, the fact that Baku was your first, fantastic. And I'm happy for them that they were able to go see Daniel before this happened.
That's cool. That's cool memories to have. And like they said they did the pictures like with that Max and Daniel did. That was cool.
Yeah.
I like that one. Ooh, that was fun. I like doing the messages.
Yeah, see, I told you, this is so cool.
Okay.
So our message number 2 is from username existing Chris.
I know who existing Chris is. He's in the replies all the time.
Oh, perfect. Well, exciting. Thank you again for reaching out. And here we go.
Hey, Danny. I'll never forget watching you win at Monaco and then again at Monza. My ex got me into Formula One back in 2018, and your Monaco win is the first race I actually remember watching. He and I went through a bad breakup a couple years later, but I took the love of the sport with me, and God help me, I was doomed when I started watching Drive to Survive, because the first thing I remember from that show was hearing you sing about your nutsack. Anyway, so I just wanted to say thank you. You have contributed so much joy and happiness to the sport overall, and I have absolutely been one of the reasons why I have continued to watch and take so much joy in everything. I just really wish you all the success and happiness in the world, and wanted to say thank you again, and also say thank you to Casey and Owen for giving us the space to be able to pass on these messages. Thank you.
Oh, that was so nice.
That was great. That was
and I'm
awesome.
sorry for saying he beforehand. I did not mean to do that. That was such a talk about the coolest first win to experience, and it's Monaco 2018. That's sick.
That's
also seeing Monaco and Monza. Come on now, I'm a little jealous.
That's huge. I mean, yeah, the first race you watch is Daniel's win in Monaco. It's crazy. I also completely forgot about his nutsack song.
So did I until I said it.
That's fantastic. Now I'm definitely gonna go back and watch the first season to find that moment again. But
I mean, they said it perfectly. Like we said, first thing you think of on Drive to Survive is Daniel Ricciardo. Like, it's who you think of. Like when you Drive to Survive, Max, Lewis. No, Daniel Ricciardo.
It's Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah. God, yeah, that was great. The fact that the first message or first race is Daniel's Monaco win. All right, well, moving on to our third message. This was submitted by Emily K. Thank you for reaching out. And it's a little bit of a shorter one. It's short
That's okay.
Sweet, but here we go.
You didn't hit play.
Yes, I did.
Technical difficulties.
I came to F1 through Drive to Survive. Yes, I'm one of those people. And I really got to see some of the personalities and found myself rooting for DR just because of how relatable and likable and down to earth he seemed. And I became a fan of F1 and started watching and cheering for him. And so I'm super sad that he doesn't look like he's going to be on the grid. But I know that whatever he does, it will be amazing. And I am here for it.
That's great.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was perfect. That was such a good message. It's so true.
It's insane because like all of these so far have just been like, Daniel was like the first driver that I kind of like latched onto. Yeah. You know, and
also we are also fellow Drive to Survive F1 fans. Okay.
Yes. No shame in being a Drive to Survive F1 fan. It's a very welcoming community. We love everybody and just bring more people to sport so we can have conversations like these.
Like this. I also love how she said, like, whatever he goes to do is going to be perfect because he just has such a fun, bubbly personality. It's going to be.
He's going to be great at it.
Yeah, he's going to be great. That was a good message.
If he does some form of like commentating or like broadcasting too, at the end of it, people are going to love that. People are going to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt in my mind. And then finally, our last message submitted by the one and the only Casper. I listened to the first like 5 seconds of this and I have not listened to the rest of it. So this is going to be,
I'm sure it's going to be fine.
I'm sure it's going to be great.
It's going to be good.
Here we go. Casper, thank you for submitting. Come on.
No, that time I could see it hit play.
Hello, Casey. Hello, Owen. It is Casper Alexander here. Don't even know where to start to talk about Danny, especially only 90 seconds. I categorize my 3 favorite drivers in F1 by head, heart, and soul. Oscar's the head. Fernando is my heart, and Danny for me is the soul. He's the driver that got me back into F1 in the 2010s. He's the driver that got my brother into F1. He, disregarding the career moves, he's just this bastion of determination and of just not giving up and just constantly pushing and pushing and pushing, even when everything isn't going your way. And I admire the fact that he managed to keep a smile through all of that. And I just can't imagine the grid without him again. I was so happy when he came back last year, and I am really, really hoping that he'll move to another series, because wherever he goes, I will follow him. He is my king. He is who I cried at, and I saw him on Silverstone main stage this year. So thank you, Danny, for everything. Enjoy the butterflies, bros.
That was great. Also, talk about the fucking vocab.
I know. Casper makes me feel stupid sometimes.
Oh my. A bastion of determination. Oh my.
That was such a...
I'm using that.
You writing that one down?
Yeah.
I'm gonna message him and say that you're gonna adopt some of his vocab. I mean, Casper said it perfectly. Like everyone said, all their messages today have been perfect. But to end on "enjoy the butterflies" is the perfect.
Yeah.
The perfect little ending, a little signature. But also to explain your favorite drivers is the head, heart, and soul is
that was good.
Such a good way to put it. And he's
soul. Yeah.
His soul. His soul is such a fun soul, such a youthful soul. I think you can like to even say it that way. But yeah, I mean, Casper said it perfectly to put it, and like I said, to end on, Owen just amazed.
Bastion of determination. God, so good.
But yeah, I mean, enjoy the butterflies is the perfect way to end it. That entire little quote of his gets me every time.
It's a great quote.
It's like a whole monologue that he said.
Yeah, it's enjoy being naive. Enjoy.
I was gonna find it. Enjoy the butterflies. Enjoy being naive. Enjoy the nerves, the pressure. If you kind of want to stand at the top from day one, then there's nothing else to look forward to. Enjoy kind of the process of making a name for yourself and meeting some great people along the way. There's a lot of worldly people in this paddock, and that you can laugh with, learn from, and enjoy some moments with. So embrace the good ones, stay focused, don't be too far off your own path. Just keep trying to build and grow and learn from yourself. But don't forget what got you here. Bring friends along, bring family along. There might be something to take the weight off your shoulders on the race weekends. There are also people to enjoy the moment with, to celebrate with. So don't be afraid to surround yourself with people that you care about and love. They're all excited to be on this journey as well.
It's so good.
I don't even know who asked what prompted him that. I don't even know where that quote comes from, what interview it comes from, but it's such a perfect little quote. I mean, I even see people on TikTok that use it as an audio that have no connection to F1 at all. Right. They enjoy the butterflies part.
I have no idea who says it or anything.
Yeah.
It's it's like I said, it's an end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sad ending, but I think hearing the voices of F1 threads kind of talk about what Daniel means, I think is a great kind of send off. Yeah, I got nothing.
I have nothing else.
Other than just fucking bastion of determination.
Yeah, I have nothing else for me. I can close us out.
Close us out. Close
Thank
us
you
down.
so much for joining us for episode 79 of the
Yes.
F1 Underground podcast. We will be back next week. Yes, we'll be back next week. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was jumping ahead to the week after, and I almost teased that episode, but that's too soon. We'll be back next week. You know what I'm talking about. Now we're really teasing it. It has to do with F1 threads.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, we'll be back next week. We'll figure out something to talk about. I'm sure there will be news. We'll do something. Yeah, we'll do something. But yes, as always, socials are at the bottom of the screen. But if not, please follow us on Instagram and Threads at UndergroundF1 and over on Twitter or X at Underground_F1. Like I said, our link tree includes all the platforms you can listen to our podcast to, Spotify, Apple. Please go give us a like, comment, subscribe over there.
Go get your
also
jerseys.
Includes the links, yes, to get your jerseys for Box, all of our fun new projects, and companies that we are so fortunate to work with. And as Daniel Ricciardo says, enjoy the butterflies.
Enjoy the butterflies, people.
See you next week.
See ya.